In establishing a rack position, your hands are going to need to be wider than they are in the deadlift. Your elbows will also need to finish high so that your upper arms are almost parallel to the floor. If you note my fingers, they're not all on the bar. This allows me to get my elbows higher when racking the bar. To work on this, you'll set up in a rack and find a grip position that allows you to get your elbows high and upper arms almost parallel to the floor. This might take some trial and error. After doing so, lower your elbows so the bar drops straight down your body. This will be the bar path that it should follow as you do the clean or its progressions. In setting up to get the bar into position to rack it, this is something called the jumping position. If we take a Zach Morris timeout, you'll notice that my chest and shoulders are over the bar, my hips are back and back is flat, my knees are soft, and the bar is above my knees to mid-thigh. From this position, you will jump and shrug. This exercise is called the clean pull. This is the first thing we'll learn if you haven't deadlifted and are learning the clean. The next thing you'll look at doing is getting a clean pull with a catch. So you're going to get the bar into the jumping position. You will jump, shrug, and punch your elbows forward to catch the bar. From the ground, it looks like this. In slow motion, we'll see that after setup, the bar is deadlifted from the floor to the jumping position. This is why if you have not learned the deadlift, we coach it from the top down. After getting to position, you'll note that I bend my knees and get my shins into the bar before the bar leaves the floor. You'll actually see me do this twice because it creates more tension in the hamstrings and is something you'll see done after someone has deadlifted or cleaned for some time. They will not initially do this. Once the bar reaches the jumping position, you will jump, shrug, and punch your elbows forward quickly. This all happens in a very short amount of time, but it is sequenced. Jump, shrug, and punch. If we take a look from some different angles, we'll also see this happen. One of the reasons that we use rubber bumper plates is because the weights are dropped once they get heavy enough. So again, from another angle, after setup, shins are pulled into the bar, back is flat. Once it's jumping position, jump, shrug, and punch. Then the fun part, you get to drop it. The sooner the elbows come up, the more quickly the lift can be finished. So after the shrug, the more quickly the elbows are shot forward, the quicker and more chance the clean has of being finished. Again, if the jump is negated, it makes everything else harder. So the big thing you have to work on is jumping as forcefully as possible, shrugging as hard as possible, then forcing your elbows forward. All of the cleans were done with 135. I did one clean with 225 to show how heavier weight can affect form a little bit, because form is always going to compete with the weight. With 225, my right foot slightly shifts back as I'm catching the bar. Again, form is always going to compete with heavier weight.